It wasn't dramatic. No revival broke out, no crowds gathered, but one by one, men and women began to listen. A boy, then a father, then a mother. They asked questions about the Great Spirit. They sat longer when Brainerd spoke. They asked him to pray for the sick. Some began to attend to small gatherings under the trees. It was the smallest spark, but in Brainerd's eyes, it was grace. He wrote, "If I may but be a stepping stone for one soul to Christ, then my life is not wasted." He stayed in Countermeek for over a year, through freezing winter and sweltering summer, through doubt, discouragement, and physical collapse. He taught the children. He translated scripture into broken Mohawken phrases. He wept over the sin of the village and over his own heart. At one point, he fell so ill he could barely stand. Yet when he could no longer preach, he wrote prayers into his journal and whispered scripture as he lay on his cot. Countermeek never became a revival site. No great church was planted there, and when Brainerd finally left the village in March 1744, he had only seen a handful of visible conversions. But in heaven's eyes, Countermeek was not a failure. It was sacred ground, because it was here that David Brainerd was poured out like a drink offering, where the seed of self was buried and the fire of surrender was tested and made bright. He had come hoping to change lives, and though few souls were outwardly transformed, David himself was deeply changed. The Brainerd who left Countermeek was no longer just a young, zealous preacher. He was a man acquainted with grief, refined by solitude, tested by fire, and ready to carry the gospel deeper into the wilderness. He rode away, coughing blood, eyes dimmed by fatigue, heart aching for more. His next destination was the land of the Delaware Indians, also known as the Lenape, a vast tribal group scattered across the forests and river valleys of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Brainerd knew the journey would be long and his health was worsening, but he also knew this: